I'm Carl with Haunt365, and today we're going to unbox and set up the Keeper from Spirit Halloween. This came out back in the 2023 season, came out again last year in 2024. So we're going to unbox this guy and check him out. Before we get to opening him up, let's check out the box dimensions. The box dimensions are 14¼ inches wide by 19½ inches tall and 12 inches deep. All right, let's open him up. We've got the base labeled A, both the legs are labeled B, the long pole labeled C, the control box labeled D, the plastic shoulder frame labeled E, the power adapter labeled F, the right arm labeled G, the left arm labeled H, the plastic shoulder form labeled I, the head labeled J, the right foot labeled K, the left foot labeled L, the pants with the hip hoop, it's labeled M, the shirt labeled N, the scarf labeled O. Then we've got some black screws labeled P and some zip ties labeled Q. So now that we've checked out all the parts and pieces, let's lay them out and see what they look like. All right, let's get to putting this guy together. So first we're gonna start off with the base here. It's labeled A. I think I'm just gonna set it on the stool there and we're gonna kind of build this guy sitting down. So then it says it wants you to take the pants labeled N and slide that actually around that base. The picture isn't super clear, but I think I got it figured out. So then you want to take the leg part that's labeled B. What you want to do is you've got these kind of prongs here, and in the base, there's a couple of hooks for these prongs to kind of fall into. What you're going to do is you're going to kind of run this down the pant leg and then hook this into that metal base. Then you're going to repeat and do the same exact thing with the other leg. Then you're going to take this long pole labeled C and you're just going to click lock that into that metal base. Next we got the control box, it's labeled D. What you're going to do is you can kind of see where you can slide this through a screw. There's actually a screw on that metal pole that we just click locked in, and you're gonna go and you're just gonna kind of hang that off of that pole. Now we've got the plastic shoulder frame labeled E. What we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna set that right here on top of that long pole. So this is where you're gonna use those black screws. You just take a Phillips head screwdriver and you'll put that in there to hold that into place. Now you're gonna take the suspenders that are attached to the pants and you're gonna pull that up over the shoulder frame. Now we're gonna take the right arm labeled G, and on that shoulder frame right there, there's a little hole, and you can see right here, you've got this kind of metal piece that's just gonna kind of set right into that hole. Then you're gonna do the exact same thing with left arm H. Then you're gonna take the plastic shoulder form and you're gonna put that over top of this shoulder frame. As you can see right here, it says front. So this is the part that you want facing forward. Now it wants you to use some of these zip ties to zip tie that plastic shoulder form to the plastic shoulder frame. Now we're going to attach the head labeled J to the plastic shoulder frame. You're also going to use another one of those black screws to secure that head to that shoulder frame. So also, when you connected the head, there's 2 wires from the head that you're going to connect to the control box. Now you're going to take the right foot labeled K and you're going to attach that to the right leg. Then you're going to do the same thing with the left foot. Now we're going to take this shirt labeled N and we're going to put that on him. So also, there's a wire coming from the shirt that needs to get hooked up to the control box. That's for the IR sensor so that when somebody walks by, it'll turn them on. Then you're going to take this scarf here labeled O, and you're just going to kind of wrap it around him. So now we're going to take the adapter here, we're going to plug him into the control box and then plug him in and see what he does. So this Crypt Keeper is actually called the Keeper, and it was produced by Crazy Create and sold at Spirit Halloween during the 2023 and 2024 seasons. Don't confuse that with the Crypt Keeper that Spencer Gifts sold back in 1995, 1996. That was actually made by Gemmy Industries. Very similar in looks, but still different. And I think that they were kind of going for that nostalgia when they came out with this guy, because the price back in 95, 96 was $399. And guess what? The price when this guy came out here in 2023, $399. So he sits at 2 feet, 5 inches tall. He says 11 spooky phrases. Let's check those out now.
When I was a little creep, we played a lot of party games like hide and go shriek, spin the beetle, ghost office, and pull the tail off the donkey. Let's face it, kiddies, I've become quite a celebrity. The world worships the ground I rot in. I feel like a little kid again. Hey, waiter, bring me another little kid. Medium rare this time. Takes a sick, devious, disturbed mind to come up with the things I say. I'm so blessed. Did you know the average human body contains approximately 6 quarts of blood? Yum! All of a sudden, I'm thirsty. I've been very busy lately going around from door to door collecting for the Black Plague. We're thinking of bringing it back. I got this letter the other day. Dear Crypt Keeper, do you happen to know the origin of the expression, "You can't keep a good man down"? Yes, I do, creep. That was coined in 1904 by a seasick cannibal. I was recently asked this puzzling query by one of my many fear fans. Should fried chicken be eaten with the fingers or not? No, absolutely not. The fingers should always be eaten separately. And I'll leave you with this little bit of crypt wisdom. You know you're a corpse if you throw a football and your hand goes along with it. Love me tender, love me true. Let me be the ghoul for you. So have fun, kiddies. And don't forget, the morgue, the merrier. Greetings, creeps. It's your old pal, the Crypt Keeper, known to all you fright fiends as America's Most Haunted. I'm here once again with some cryptic remarks. There once was a creep named Lamar who used dynamite for his cigar. They recovered his liver from the Sawani River and his eyeballs from East Zanzibar. Now there's a guy who got a bang out of life.
So I think they did a good job with the look of him for the most part, but as far as the functionality goes and everything else, I would have loved to have seen his mouth actually move to those 11 spooky phrases. I mean, the phrases are fantastic. And it's not very often that you see 11 phrases coming from an animatronic. So I love that. I wish his mouth would have moved. I'm not as impressed with this guy as I thought I might have been initially. His legs just kind of stick straight out. So it's kind of weird when he's on a chair like this, where he's just kind of sitting with his legs straight out. His head kind of moves back and forth, and his eyes, well, they were moving a little bit earlier, but now it seems like they're stuck. So I don't know what's going on. Also, look at the top of his head, like where they got the hair. Like, they did not do a great job with the hair. The hair, like, that's kind of disappointing just looking at that. Reminds me of the Home Depot Chucky doll, where the hair just did not look great. His feet, you know, they look kind of dirty, and like he kind of looks like a corpse in a way. Like, I do like some of that detail. I feel like there was a big miss on this, especially for that $399 price. It's not worth it. You're better off buying a Cryptkeeper mask and kind of making your own animatronic or prop. I did do that with a mask here a few years ago, and that prop looks awesome and has been a staple of my Halloween party every single year. Overall, definitely not worth the $399 price. I got him at the end of the season for half off, and even that for the $200, I'm starting to question if he's even worth that. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure that you check out the reboxing video. That way you can make sure that this guy is going to fit back into that box at the end of the season. Until next time, happy haunting. Cheers.